𝘊𝘰𝘮𝑗 from Urban Tree. We are a young design firm practicing in Pune, and today I would like to present our own studio that we designed and moved into about a year ago. While we were searching for this new office space, we came across a beautiful residential block located in the Colonial-era neighborhood of Pune. This building is 91 years old and was built in 1931. It is approached through a quiet street with a comfortable setback from the road. The building is divided into 4 separate units connected with a central staircase. This particular site for this project is on the ground floor. The typology of the layout is typical of structures from this era, with verandas along the front as well as the back, with habitable spaces between them. The layout has a deep plan, but gains from plentiful cross ventilation due to the verandas. The central bay has an arch which became a point of inspiration for the interior design. Structural metal members of the slab were also clearly visible and added character to the space. What made this space great for an architectural studio is its interconnected nature. Each room opens up into at least 2 others. This creates a fluid volume perfect for collaborative work environments. This building had gone through considerable modification of its original elements in the past decades. For example, the original stone flooring had been replaced by vitrified tiles and all timber elements had been painted over by cream color oil paint. We decided therefore that conservation and material rejuvenation would be an integral part of the design process. We began this by reviving the timber elements through a careful procedure of scraping, blowing and polishing, revealing the rich texture of the original timber. Vitrified tiles were replaced by chevron pattern flooring in the entrance and veranda. Wooden flooring was introduced in the studio and cabin to bring warmth and contrast into the volume. The rest of the material palette is kept simple in black and white. It was further determined that the interiors of the new studio would not overpower the existing character of the space, but would rather blend with it in a manner to make the contemporary and heritage elements coexist in perfect harmony, blurring the subconscious boundary between the two. The project brief called for a studio that could accommodate between 8 to 12 architects, a flexible meeting space, cabin cum meeting room for presentations, a pantry and a material library. To incorporate these requirements, certain modifications were made in the layout. The main entrance was switched to get direct access from the street through the corner room. This became a flexible space, combining the reception as well as the meeting area. The veranda at the front is developed not just as a connection within the spaces of the studio, but also as a pause point and a spatial interface between the studio and the green surroundings beyond. The central bay becomes the studio with work desks along the sides and a clear space along the center. This accentuates the linearity of the volume as well as the central arch. The space connecting the studio and the entrance room is designated for the cabin cum meeting room. This allows the cabin to have direct access to the entrance as well as the studio. The arch in its heritage form derived the language of the furniture design. In this way, the furniture combines traditional and contemporary design sensibilities. Each piece of furniture is designed in a distinctive manner and interprets the arch in a contemporary form. The material palette is minimal, maintained in black and white, with wooden elements tying the furniture together with the timber elements of the structure. A red discussion table in the studio becomes a stark element and all other furniture is white, blending with the space. The ceiling was painted in black and white, retaining the original configuration of the slab. Metal members were clad in plywood and painted in black wherever lighting was required, thus blending it with the overall design. As all these elements combine together, they form a project that becomes a contemporary reinterpretation of a heritage structure. It is an endeavor to discover how rich, historic architectural structures can find their place in today's times, adding a value that cannot be sufficiently ascertained but is subconsciously felt. Thank you.